I know you're thinking, Ben, what kind of car are you in right now? It's actually not a car. No Chevy Spark this season. Let's just get into it. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Recap Season 2. I'm gonna take the gum out of my mouth. That's what I'm gonna do. Season 2 of Recaps, how exciting, right? Glad to have me back covering these games. Excited to be back. Haven't filmed anything in a while since the Kuznetsov trade video. Barely did any recaps for the playoffs. Remember I said I'd do one every game? No, I didn't, I lied. But sorry if the lighting's a little like dramatic. I'm not trying to make it dramatic, I just have terrible lighting. But hopefully I spend like $100 on a light coming, so things are gonna get pretty serious here. I am spending money. I am gonna make this a multi-million-dollar production. Anyways, we're talking about the Washington Capitals' first 3 games of the season. Recaps are a little different this year. I'm not gonna do, because last year there was like the series of games or whatever, so it was kind of like I just recapped every series. I missed a ton of them. This year we're just gonna do it weekly. It's just so much easier and less like redundant and monotonous, which are the same word basically, which is redundant. Big brain moves over here. Now you won't hear me talking about like a Nick Dowd shot that almost goes in because hey, that's just not worthy of being in a video. So we're gonna break down the Capitals' first 3 games of the season. Kick things off against the New York Rangers. That game was pretty highly anticipated, as I'm sure you know. Then we had the defending Stanley Cup Tampa Bay Lightning, who, spoiler alert, don't look very good right now. And then the Colorado Avalanche, who won the President's Trophy. So not a bad start to the season. Anyways, getting into game 1, like I said, it's the Rangers. They brought in Ryan Reeves, who we'll talk about later. Jared Tenorti, Sammy Blais, Barclay Goodrow. They brought in all these just meatheads. It's like some of them are good at hockey. They're not all just meatheads, but I mean like they tried to add toughness to their lineup. That much is clear, and it all sparked after the Wilson thing. Even though people want to say it's not because of the Wilson thing, I'll let you believe what you want, but you're wrong. In this one, the Capitals got things started early on the power play. TJ Oshie just cleaning up the garbage, 1-0. Then Nick Jensen unloaded a one-timer. Maybe the best shot I've ever seen. Definitely the hardest. Probably has the hardest shot on the team, but that didn't count because Eller and Sprong went offside. So hate to see it. But the Capitals still score next. It's Justin Schultz. Just takes a slap shot from the point. Just goes off, I think it was Zibanejad's stick. Just finds its way in the back of the net. Things you love to see. Capitals getting good bounces. That one's also on the power play. So again, you love to see the power play just clicking the way it was. Also in this one, Hendrix Lapierre making his debut. He makes it count. TJ Oshie, just this filthy, nasty flip play. Just flips it over. I think it was Tenorti's stick. Bats it backwards between his legs. Lapierre's cutting in. He puts it in the back of the net. Oshie's over the moon. He yanks the kid up by the collar like Happy Gilmore shaking his caddy. They're going nuts. Capital One's going nuts. Lapierre's got this permanent grin on his face. Of course, afterwards they posted everything about him being a Capitals fan when he was younger and Ovi being his guy. Would have loved to hear anything on this goal. They had Wayne Gretzky talking over everything. Why? Like I don't even know what he was saying. I could barely hear him. Capitals scored like 2 goals while Wayne Gretzky was talking about literal nonsense. And then if you go back and try and watch like the call on the first goal, you can't. There's no call because Gretzky was talking over anything. Like on YouTube, it's just silent. Like that's cool. That's a cool clip to watch if you're Hendrix. Capitals are up 3-0 in this one anyways. Congrats Hendrix Lapierre. Love seeing that. Start of the 3rd period, the Capitals get another power play. This time it's Ovechkin. Just finds a rebound, puts it in, ties Marcel Dion for 5th on the all-time goals list. This guy just keeps climbing. Looked like he was shot out of a cannon. This guy knows exactly where to go when pucks are being put on net. That's probably why he scored like 731 goals or whatever it was at this point. The guy just knows where to be. The Rangers would get one back, but then it was Ovi again. This time, just a disgusting pass by Kuznetsov. Very Sedin of him. Ovi just collects the dump in, towies it, and just puts it right under the goalie's blocker. The goalie was Georgiev, by the way, which was weird. Same with Washington. They started Rangers started Georgiev. Both goalies you did not expect to start. Vanacek looked unreal in this one. Georgiev not as good. With that second goal, Ovi officially passes Marcel Dion for 5th all-time in NHL goals scored. This guy just keeps impressing every time you think he's going to slow down. Capitals win the game 5-1. Ovi gets 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. Kuznetsov getting 3 assists in this one. You just love to see it. So I've been pumping this guy's tires forever, saying he was going to come back and have a big year. He had to have a big year after all the trade talk and all the antics he got up to last year that management was apparently not very happy with. This guy needs a big year. He's been hot out of the gate, to say the least. Like I said, I was going to talk about Ryan Reeves. Not really sure what happened. The Rangers went and got him, and then after that it was just all talk from not only Rangers fans, but just people around the league saying like, oh, night one, look out, Tommy, like here comes Revo. And then after he somehow avoided snapping his leg in 6 places in the preseason, all he did was like talk to Ovi about his summer and then get squat racked by Nick Jensen in the corner. Like, I don't want to speak for Revo or Rangers fans or the Rangers themselves, but like, you gotta expect more there, you know? Like, game 1, they traded a third for you. You're clearly not worth a third, no offense. You gotta do something there. Like, you gotta fight somebody, and it's gotta be Tom Wilson. We all know that, but like, you gotta do something, not just be completely invisible. Anyways, game 2, it won't take as long. I actually kind of missed this one. I watched as much as I could, but I was busy at the time. No goal scored in the first, but then in the second, it's Ovi again. This guy, sometimes he just knows how to start a season. Remember that season? I think it was the year they won the cup. He had 7 goals in the first 2 games, 4 goals and then 3 goals. Yeah, he can start a season okay. He just gets a lane up Main Street. He finds the back of the net past Vasilevsky. Just classic Ovi. If he has that much time and space, he's probably going to score. But then like 8 seconds later, he almost scores again. Vasilevsky just reaches back and grabs it right on the goal line, so it doesn't count. If you're wondering what just happened, my light died, so we're going to have to deal with the even more dramatic lighting than I had planned. How's that? Is that any better? I don't know. We're just going to keep going. In the third period, the Capitals couldn't score. Vanacek, though, holding things down for the most part until Sergachev gets a slap shot. He scores. No one's going to score again after that until overtime when Steven Stamkos comes barreling down, just rifles it. On one hand, you'd like Vanacek to have that. On the other hand, Steven Stamkos has one of the best shots in the league, and he had a lot of time to get it off. So I'll take that game, especially against, like I said, I think 2 or 3 times already defending Stanley Cup champs. A 1-goal loss in overtime, holding them to 1 goal. I think they had the most goals in the league last year. I can absolutely take that. That takes us into the third game, the game against Colorado on Wednesday. Colorado wasn't supposed to have the Nate Dogg in the lineup here, but he came back after he got some negative COVID tests, so he was in the lineup. Somehow, though, that just didn't slow the Capitals down. Kuznetsov gets things started. Just a disgusting pass from John Carlson. I couldn't have been happier on this play, honestly, because last year I was just going to bat for John Carlson the entire season. Then in the entire offseason, I was just saying we need to keep Kuznetsov. This guy understands he's going to come back and be better. Carlson, disgusting stretch pass. Kuznetsov kicks it up to his foot, does the Pittsburgh Game 6 goal, just 5-hole, does the bird dance. Everything's going right in the world, for me anyways. Of course, after that, Kuznetsov turned it over to JT Compher, who scored. I'm not going to jump on Kuzi here because, like, yes, he made not a great pass, but he was back. He kind of covered everything. You kind of like Samsonov to have that one. Also forgot to mention Samsonov finally getting the start in this one after Vitek had the first 2 games. Don't know what's going on there, but I did predict in my blog that I didn't think Samsonov was going to take that step this year, which is me being pessimistic and annoying and a loser, but that's just how I feel, and so far I look kind of smart, so shut up. Then after that, it's who else but Nick Jensen, the kid. This guy just hates taking bad shots because he comes down, looks off this guy named Ovechkin, may have heard of him, scored a couple goals, and he just roofs it. Just classic vintage Nick Jensen here. Just nothing else to say. If you know Nick Jensen, you know how he scored this goal. The second period, it's another former Red Wing who scores. This time, though, they play on Colorado. It's Darren Helm. He's just naked in front. He has nobody on him. Nothing much Samsonov could do there. He tried to get over, but again, Darren Helm was wide open. Avalanche tied up. Then for the third consecutive goal, it's a former Red Wing. This time it is Ant-Man. It is Anthony Mantha. Pulls a Devontae Smith-Pelly here. Just catches a puck on net with his foot and just wraps it around the goalie's pad to score. Love seeing him score because I don't know if you heard, there was a pretty big trade last year, and people were not happy, myself included, but Ant-Man has really grown on me. I'm starting to really like this guy. The difference between him and Braun, I find, is Braun is more explosive. He can score the highlight reel goals. He has the highlight reel speed, but Mantha has like a greater impact on the game every shift. He's in the corners, he's winning battles, he's collecting pucks, so it's nice to see him get rewarded here. Then it's Kuznetsov again, my absolute boy. He just collects a puck, does a big loop, and just snipes one past Darcy Kempfer, just far side. This time he does the whole corkscrew celly. I love how he's just bringing them all out. This guy must be feeling himself, and I love every second of it. Capitals take a 2-goal lead with this one. Then at the start of the third, it's just Nick Dowd just gets a nice bounce while he's like on the goal line and just shoots it while he's like falling backwards. He finds the back of the net, so the Capitals have a 5-2 lead. Avalanche get a power play and Mikko Rantanen scores, but that's pretty much all the top line of the Avalanche did this game. The Capitals did an unreal job in this one. I would say this was probably their best game so far, even though the first goal was a turn turnovers. Second goal, the guy was wide open, but the third goal was a power play goal, but they shut down McKinnon and Rantanen. And I know they didn't have Landeskog, but still Colorado is considered like the best team in the league. So to hold them off the score sheet and to make them go like -3, that's pretty good. Then Kuznetsov goes for the empty net. He doesn't get it, but then Ovi steps out there and he knows what to do, so he buries it. He's got his 4th of the season. Kuznetsov has another monster game. The Capitals beat the Avalanche 6-3. Overall, I'm not sure you can really ask for a better start from Washington. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice if they beat Tampa, but I'll take a point, and holding them to 1 goal, that's pretty good to me. Especially they're doing all this without Nick Backstrom, who's out for a while. Also forgot to mention McMichael slotted into the lineup for Lapierre against Colorado. He looked good. I'd still like to see more games out of him and Lapierre to really compare, but so far so good with the young guys. I like the way they're playing him third line center between Oshie and Sherry. I usually like Oshie up a little higher in the lineup because he makes like $5.5 million and he's like a top 6 player, but I think he can play anywhere, honestly, just the way he plays the game. So he's helping the young guys a lot, which you love to see. Anyways, the Capitals are 2-0-1 in their first 3 games of the regular season. Hot start so far. Hopefully the boys can keep it rolling. Thanks for tuning in to this first episode of Recap Season 2, Chirpin DMV Season 3. A lot of numbers being thrown around. I need to go lay down or something. Stay tuned. We got a lot more stuff being pumped out this year. More blogs, more videos, more everything. So just stay tuned. Make sure you visit the shop so you can get dope sweaters like this one. This is one of them. 1 second. Oh God, there it is. There's the microphone. Or you can get this dope shirt there too. Sorry, that was a complete struggle to get out of that sweater. Forever at Capital. You got Goat Vetchkin on the back there. I think it's a pretty dope shirt, so check that out. And as always, stay tuned for the next one. I'll see you next week. Peace.